Hello everyone and welcome back to Star Technology. So we're starting off today's episode of Star Technology with the good old-fashioned Greg Tech batch crafting. I need more circuits. And I didn't have a specific number in mind, but I did, I think, get around 20 circuits made, and then after that, I finished out our LV machine arsenal. But today, I would really like to get up and going with a little bit of automation, specifically with ore processing. I don't want to have to do any of it on my own anymore, because as you guys know, I am lazy. So if we can automate the whole process early on, that would make my life so much easier. And of course, I've been keeping up with steel production, and I have been batch crafting. And thanks to you guys in the comments, I learned that I can actually still use these with a create deployer. So I want to make a system that uses that fortune with these sieves and gets me I'll be rich. I will be rich by the end of today is the plan. And I'm going to be doing all of this with the electric ore factory, which is actually really easy to make. It just now needs a whole bunch of steel, which it looks like I actually have just about enough. That is what I love to see. Yeah, I think I just used over 500 pieces of steel for this, but it'll be worth it. See, and batch crafting has come in such handy. I have all of this. Now, it did take me a good 20 minutes to do all that, but that is besides the point. We have everything. So for starters, I'm definitely going to want to expand my little starter island, and I hope this is enough space. So here is the rundown. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to need automatic cobblestone over here, preferably at a fast rate. And I think we can actually make this nifty little upgrade kit now. So this should be pretty easy to do. I do need silver somehow, but it looks like, yeah, I can go and get silver. So that should be doable. So I should be able to get a lot of cobblestone from an igneous extruder. I'm then going to crush that down into gravel, also sand, also dust. So I can do sieves for all of them. And those will be sent through into a bunch of sieves using deployers from Create. You guys told me I could use those, so I'm going to do it. And then from there, those crushed ores will go into the electric ore factory. Whew, hopefully I don't need more than one of these, because this was really expensive. But it doesn't look very fast. But it is what it is. So let's get started. All right, so I believe I have everything set up. I have my sieves here. I have all of my water wheels. Alrighty, so I have the first little bit built here. This is really just the create part. I want to do some testing to see how this actually works. So I should be able to send cobblestone through here. I'm hoping that that'll get crushed up. This doesn't need to be too fast because the ore processing factory is really slow. But that should go into here. Oh yeah. Look at that. And then I have these basic item collectors here, which this should collect everything. I mean, given I had a thing on it, but yeah, this totally works. Awesome. Okay, perfect. The basis of this is I want the cobblestone to automatically be going into here. I want sand to automatically be going into here and dust to be automatically going into here. I'm going to need a few more crushing wheels for that. I mean, that's fine. Not the end of the world. And what I can do is I can have something like that. Yes. So this is going to pick up all the ores it gets from this. So if I go ahead and throw this thing more cobblestone. I mean, look at this. This is going to be pretty nuts, I feel like. I'm gonna go ahead and just throw all my cobblestone on here, and it should turn all of that into ores a million jillion however many times faster than this auto sieve thing here. I mean, yeah, that's that's pretty awesome. And seeing as I guess I'm probably gonna be retiring this, because this, as we have all discovered, is kind of a bum. I don't really like this thing. It doesn't really work that fast. So I'm gonna go ahead and I'm just gonna straight up get rid of it. I might use it in the future for something. I probably won't though. Get my steam turbine back and my energy hatch back. And so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to get rid of this item collector here. I'm going to have to deal with all of these. I did just realize that, but that's fine. That's fine. I don't need to worry about it just yet. I'm going to have a storage controller. I'll just go ahead and put it right here. This is going to make 4 ores. And now all I have to do is just send this over like so into a input bus here. So if I go ahead and put together my little ore factory here, so get my input bus here, I should be able to just put a funnel on that. I don't see why that wouldn't work. And all the other assorted hatches. Awesome, we are formed. And I even have 2 LV energy hatches on here. So it looks like I can overclock this thing, which looks like something I probably want to do. And I forgot all about maintenance that I have to do. Man, see, that is one thing I'm not gonna miss, is doing maintenance. So to power this, I have 2 basic steam turbine generators. I think I have all the steam for all this. These machines aren't on all the time, so yeah, it should be fine. Right, so just have something a little bit like this. Have these steam turbines going in, and then I'm just going to connect this up to the steam line over there. And these should all be, yes, those are both turning on. Lovely. See, you love to see it. You love to see it. So this should be running at at MV, which is really good. I actually think we get a lot of stuff. I didn't think we'd be able to overclock this, but it looks like we can. Wonderful. So now, if I'm not mistaken, everything here is working. I just have to attach this to here, and I should be able to just do this. Perfect. So if I were to turn on this belt guy here, this should be working and making me ores automatically. Oh, you're running at MV. And that's going to use a lot of... Okay, yeah, that's a problem. We'll stick to an LV hatch for now, because that appears to be the only thing we can do. But now we're going to get things like... I guess this one isn't giving me anything new, but we're going to get a whole bunch of stuff. So now I just have to go through... I have to get the cobblestone automated, gravel for the sand, and also the dust. So you guys know the basics. I think it's time for a little bit of a montage, and we'll come back to fully automatic ores.
You shouldn't be with someone like me. Sometimes I think they're right, honey. Sorry for the tears in your eyes. Hey, love, forgive me just one more try. Used to hide myself away in the night, looking for trouble and fights, looking for answers at the bottom of my glass. You found me lost in the night, looking for trouble and fights, but you found me. Now I'm a screw up, but baby, I'm glad you're someone to rely on, someone to rely on. No, I'm a screw up, but baby, I could be someone to rely on, 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 someone to rely on.
So, do you guys remember how long it took for me to move out of my starter base in Moni Factory? Starting to think there was a reason for that, because I'm starting to get that feeling here too. Anywho, I have been working. I really hope you guys enjoyed that montage. I don't think it's my best work, but I did want to do a little tribute to Threefold, because, I mean, he's basically my entire inspiration. So, if you guys have watched his GTH series, that's where I stole that song from. If you haven't, go check it out. Anyways, look at this. Oh my gosh, it's beautiful, it's amazing, it's fantastic, I might add. We're doing good. It works completely. The over here is not super slow. I mean, it's kind of slow, but like, I mean, I'm gonna be on the world a lot. The big slow part is this thing. Yeah, so I may end up switching this out to be like manual processing, because I mean this just takes forever. I've also installed on off switch for all of them, so I have turned this one off because a lot of the ores are full. And this thing is gonna take, I mean, we're probably gonna upgrade this thing before we end up doing all those ores. Anywho, so there's more we can do to the system to upgrade it. One of the things being this rock filtrator here. Now it does need distilled water, which I'm not so sure if this is the easiest thing to get for me, but I mean, you know. And the reason we need to do that is for aluminum. Simply because I believe crushed sapphires we use to get, yes, aluminum dust, which is how we're going to get our first pieces of aluminum. Now there's a whole bunch of stuff in this like rock filtrator thingy-mabob. I'm not sure if we need all of these on passive, so for now, I think this will just be a machine I make, and if I need to make, you know, automate it, then I will, but for now, I don't think I need to. Wasn't that hard to make. And I'm gonna need some tempered glass as well, which it doesn't look too bad to get. Man, yeah, this one's gonna take a hot minute. And I also need cupro nickel, which I think I can make this in just an alloy smelter, but I need a lot of nickel, which I have none of. But luckily, due to the ore processing I've set up, I think I have, yes, a little bit here, and I'm going to turn all of this into cupro nickel. This on circuit 2, I believe, is the one that I need to make the coils. And I also need bronze foil. Should be simple enough. So a little bit of tin alloy in here. Oh yeah, we're making our Cooper nickel coils. Now, unfortunately for me, it looks like power is starting to struggle a little bit. Not ideal, but that's fine. I have my coils. Wonderful. That should be a quest. I can recover some of the coins that I lost. So for the sake of just why not, I may end up just putting this thing downstairs. Also, another thing, I did decide to name the polar bear. A lot of you guys really did like Barry. There was one comment I really liked where his full name could be Barreled, which I also really like. And there was one that said we should call him Polaris. So I'm really hoping I can find another polar bear to name that, because I also really like Barry. It's a tough choice I'm making, so let me know what you guys think. But I think we're gonna call him Barry, or Barreled, aka Barry. Anyways, I'm gonna go ahead and get this thing down. There we go. Awesome, we're formed, and I made a little steam turbine just for this guy. And for whatever reason, I don't know why, the input bus has to go on top. And also, for whatever reason, I decided to put this thing here. What was I doing? I'm gonna move this thing. It needs to go outside. And that's because I can go and just connect it up to the gravel line over here, if I'm not mistaken. So I could link this guy, ooh, almost fell, this guy up over here. And I've also made a distillery for distilled water. And I have 2 more steam turbines just for over here. All right, this should be all I need. Perfect. So now I'm just going to go ahead and grab this distillery, get something like this going on here. Turbine here, turbine here. Awesome. This guy's now running, and I should be able to connect this guy up too. Wonderful. All right, so I'm thinking I can probably just grab the gravel from here with a pipe. I don't I don't see why not. And then just bring this up and around town, and I might as well just have a buffer here as well. So now this should be getting gravel. I think it was circuit 2 was the one that I wanted, and now this should be pretty much always running. Yes, awesome. We're getting our green sapphire and our sapphire geodes, and this is because this makes aluminum. Yes, I already did this a few times. I decided to move this, and I cut out that portion of the video. Anywho, so I mean that's the geodes and stuff on passive, which I'm really happy with, because this means aluminum, and aluminum means NV. And so I started my progression towards MV, starting by making a macerator so I could crush down my new geodes. And then I added a distillery to the ore processor so I could go ahead and put the sapphire in there as well to get aluminum dust. And the next big milestone being the electric blast furnace. Alrighty, so under further inspection, I think the steam is already going to become a legacy setup here pretty soon, because I do not have enough to run the EBF and all of the ore processing outside. So, okay, let's recap. Three things. Yes, 3 things. 1, we have our first pieces of aluminum. Awesome. 2, we need a new power setup. I like that this is free. Like literally I'm doing nothing for it, but we can do something better. Finally, yeah, I think I've made the executive decision that spawn is a bit too far gone to fix, and it's only going to get worse. So from here on out, I'm just going to lawn base it kind of for big setups like this. I think I obviously have the starter house, which looks nice, but I think once we start the actual base, I'm probably going to move it a little bit further away, probably outside of the icy biome, because I don't like the snow, which I do want to start preparing for that as soon as possible, especially since now we're starting to get into MV, and along with MV, I believe, is applied energistics. But let me not get ahead of myself. because we have to put aluminum on pause here, so I can't do too much. I can go ahead and I'm gonna keep doing this, right? I've just been going and I've been crushing up my geodes and whatnot, and then putting them through the ore processor, which I guess at this point, since I'm not really doing anything with aluminum at the moment, I'm gonna turn this thing back on for the other ores. But let's work on a power solution, and I believe, if I'm not mistaken, this pack uses the exact same power solution that Moni Factory does. That being diamonds and numismatic dynamos, but I think it's called the lapidary dynamo in this pack. And I think diamonds in this pack are much easier to get and come across, so this is a setup we can go ahead and repeat, and I'll probably use just a whole bunch of sieves. So yeah, let's fix power. So in order to get the lapidary dynamo, we're going to need cobalt. Now, cobalt is going to be a bit of a process. I'm looking at it. We're going to be here a hot minute, which means we need a void extractor. Now, did this lead me to a big crafting tree? Yes, it did. And I also ended up chopping a lot of trees. I don't exactly remember why. I might have been for charcoal, it might have been for creosote. I don't know. But anyways, I ended up again building more LV machines. I'm going to need more here in the future. One was the distillery and the other the fluid solidifier. Both I needed. The fluid solidifier was just for convenience, but the distillery was that we could get lubricant, and then we needed the lubricant to make drill fluid. And we're going to use the drilling fluid in the void extractor. Okay, so did that lead to me doing a whole bunch of batch crafting? Yes, I guess it wasn't really batch crafting, actually. It was really just a bunch of crafting. Anywho, I'm starting to run out of things. I think I'm just going to put this thing smack dab in the middle right here. I think that this thing is pretty simple. I honestly, I'm kind of excited. See, getting into something cool like void mining early is something most packs don't do. So the fact that this one does has me a bit excited. I can't lie. I get that it's a skyblock, but still. Go ahead and get this thing built up here. So I have this drilling fluid here, which was really easy to get, actually. I should be able to put it in here. And now, as soon as I give this guy power, which I brought these steam turbines with me, plug this guy in here. Yeah, I cannot wait to start on the mega base that we're inevitably going to build. Oh yeah, we are running, and we're also making a sound that I don't particularly enjoy. I'm going to turn that off. But as you can see, this is making me coal, gold, sodalite, pendultite, realgar, and silver, and a bunch of other stuff that I don't know if I can really do anything with yet. I guess I should probably automate that little thing that I put into here, the drilling fluid. Either that, or I could just batch craft a whole bunch of it. Batch crafting it is. Alrighty, so I have now a drum full of this drilling fluid. I'm just going to place that thing here, and we should be running, not indefinitely, but for a good amount of time. And I actually just realized with these ores, in order to send them through to the ore processing, I'm going to need to crush them. Now, I could send them through this macerator, but I remember the steam macerator being a better option. Alrighty, so steam grinder made. I'm just going to set this thing down here. Awesome, steam grinder made. We're full of steam, and I was putting stuff up here. Changed my mind. We're not going to be doing anything of that sort, and we should just be able to put all of this into here. So unfortunately, with the way I have this set up, and I can't exactly afford new machines because I'm out of circuits. Completely out of circuits. I guess I'm probably going to end up running into a problem anyway, but I am going to see if I can't make lapidary dynamos, a good amount of them. I'm going to, this is just gold. I need a lot of gold, which, that's going to be a problem. That's fine. I think I have gold going in here now, so, probably won't even be that much of an issue. So how many of these do I want? I don't know. I believe at the start of Moni Factory, I used around 8 of them, so I guess I'll aim for that. And I'm probably going to want some of these too. These do need electrum, but that should no longer be a problem, seeing as I now have silver and I also have gold at a pretty good amount. So you guys know what I think it's time for? I know. These first few episodes are going to be pretty, the whole series is probably going to be montage heavy. Welcome to Greg Tech. It's very grindy. I almost said very Greggy. Greggy is very grindy. Yes, Greg is grindy. Anyways, let's get this started. Okay, so I'm not gonna lie to you guys. Everything's really starting to pile up because I have not automated everything I've done. I have kind of been taking it kind of fast because, well, to be honest, I want to get to MV ASAP. And I think I'm able to almost do that now. So I have my lapidary dynamos and also my injector kits. I'm going to need an LV converter of sorts. Shouldn't be that bad. And I don't know how much these power, but I want to see if I can't get a whole bunch of aluminum from this, because that's the whole plan. These here would not run because I did not have enough power going to them. So I'm hoping that this should work. I don't know how many dynamos I'm going to need. Probably more than one if I had to guess. But if I get this running, how is this gonna run with enough power? All right, with three of them looks like, yeah, that looks like plenty of power. So I don't actually know how much this is generating. 200 RF a tick, so this is 50 EU a tick, which, mind you, is like not 10 times, but it's like 6 times what we're making originally in one of these steam turbines. And these are not upgraded at all. I just have these in here. So anyways, now it looks like I'm able to process aluminum, which is exactly what I want to do. I want to get as much of it as possible. Yeah, and it honestly, guys, it looks like these dynamos are going to be pretty good. We'll be able to automate diamonds really, really easily, I'm thinking. So this is definitely a good thing, something I want to see. And we're getting more aluminum. See that? Perfect. So for now, I'm going to put these extra lapidary dynamos on the sidelines because I don't want to use them just yet. Not all of them, because they're not all upgraded and whatnot. I don't particularly want to deal with it yet, because I can't lie to you guys. Like, I don't know if I said this before, but this I just can't do it anymore. I cannot. We need to find a spot for our actual base and actually have a base. This, I can't. I just, I can't. I'm not automating everything because I don't want a lawn base. I don't want to put something in there, put this there. I'm like, oh, I'm gonna slap it down and I'll use it when I need it. That's too time consuming. I'm not gonna lie. So what are we gonna do for the latter part of this episode? Well, I think I've done this in almost literally every single series I've done. We're going to automate concrete, but not before I show you guys some plans of what I want to build. I figured this is probably good. In Moaning Factory, I wasn't so much open about my building ideas because at first I wasn't really proud of them. But I think I'm ready to walk you guys through a little bit what I'm doing. And this is going to be a little bit of a slower part of the episode, so I do apologize. If you're not really interested in all this, you probably don't need to watch the latter part of this episode, because the rest of this is going to be pretty much just creative and then automating concrete. So if you want to skip to that, go ahead. Just hit that little arrow button until I'm back in this world. But if not, I will see you guys in a creative world where I want to walk you guys a little bit through my creative process for base building. So I've been doing a little bit. There was some trial and error for sure. I ended up accidentally kind of rebuilding my Moaning Factory base, which I wanted to stay away from. But if I, like over here, right, so I definitely, because we're in kind of a void world, I want a spaceship. This does require I build an exterior. For those who don't know, I'm pretty notorious for not building exteriors of my bases, but hopefully this time around it's not as not as bad. Anywho, unfortunately there's not as many building blocks as I'd like. I feel like there's probably a lot of building block mods in the pack, but like I don't have any connected glass. Like I have my chipped glass, but I mean none of this is exactly what I want, right? Anyway, so I'm thinking this is kind of the pathway. I may change this out, and I think I'm gonna have like kind of a floor up here, right? So just a general main area idea, which I don't think this is gonna be the only block I have as the floor. So bear with me for a second. bear with me, right? But this could be like a little wire tunnel, and I can see it from here and whatnot. So I don't know. It's just an idea. I think that's what I'm gonna do. So like I said, I want to walk you guys through it. A lot of trial and error. That I can say 100% for sure. I also like this block. Look at this. I think it looks pretty good. Definitely give me suggestions on what you guys think of the spaceship idea. I think I just broke a lot, didn't I? Yeah, see, I did not. I should not have done that. Anyway. Again, let me know what you guys think. It's definitely going to be a lot of trial and error. I want to get it right, hopefully the first time. But some building tips that I do have, especially for GregTech bases, is keep everything modular. So that is going to be difficult for me on a spaceship, so I guess I'm challenging myself. But make it easy for yourself to add onto your base without having to follow some strict, like already pre-planned guideline. Because if you guys have played Greg Tech, if you guys have played Greg Tech before, you guys know that not everything goes to plan. That's just the truth. You end up needing to build some more, make a whole new area. Anyways, long story short, it is very hard to plan super far into the future. So when you're starting your base really early, it's hard to kind of build the entire thing all at once. Another thing I think that is important is get your floor designs. Get like designs that you can kind of copy and paste over, because it's gonna save you a lot of time versus having to figure out something new every single time. Like I was playing around with blocks, and I know it's similar to the Moaning Factory one, but I do really like this right here. I think it looks pretty good. And I think I want to alternate between the white and black here and keep some of the orange in as well. I think it fits pretty well here. And like I said before, this could be a main pathway, and I'm thinking somewhere at the end, maybe we can have like a big cockpit probably. So we'll see what ends up happening here. It's probably going to be a lot of creative world. But like I said, I want to kind of keep you guys in the loop on this. Hopefully, let me know if you guys like this kind of stuff. If you want me to, I will keep it in the videos instead of just cutting it all out. For the sake of the testing of seeing if you guys do like it, I am going to keep it in this video and keep talking you guys through it. Unfortunately, that is all I really had my idea laid out just a little bit in the color scheme. We have Beryl behind us. Barry, how's he doing? I do think that is going to do it for me today, so thank you guys so much for watching today's episode. I'm sorry this one came out a little bit late. I've been a little bit busy over the weekend and over the week, so my apologies. Anyways, hit the like button if you enjoy my content, want to see more of me. Please hit subscribe if you don't want to miss any more Star Technology or Create. If you haven't watched that series, do go check it out. I'm having a lot of fun with that one too. And we'll pick up everything, all the unclosed endings on the next episode of Star Technology. Later!